get better people. Wahala no go finish for inside politics. So see this man now, my people, no be smart thing. See wetin he just dey talk for mouth. See wetin they say they give Nigeria. He no go in dey talk say one person face for inside Nigeria resemble PDP. And they come say if that person face bend, na be say PDP don bend finish. My people no be smart thing o. So Nigerians come dey ask am say why he go dey compare Nigeria with Brazil? Whether na all these things wey just dey talk, so na be the problems of Nigeria. My people abeg, make I just allow una make una watch this video. Watch this video, see as the man dey compare Nigeria with Brazil, my people. Abeg, if you don watch this video finish, make you no forget to drop your comment for inside our comment section. No forget say this one na Radio Joe and online television. Make you follow us waka for inside our Facebook and our Instagram. No forget say we stay there inside TikTok. Abeg, help us to like and share this video.
Many of them were 10 years old, about 10 years old by that time, or a little over that, which means that they did not really know the worth and the work of the Obasanjo Atiku administration. That administration was one of a kind. First, it signaled Nigerian exit from a very long military regime. I'm sure many of you know it was military. And after the work of so many pro-democracy groups, democracy finally dies. Atiku, as the vice president, which is a constitutional role, was the chairman of the National Reform Committee, National Economic Council, which was like the council that spearheaded all the reforms that took place between 1999 and 2007 that reshaped Nigeria. Obasanjo, as president, took upon himself a job to resell Nigeria to the international community, because Nigeria by that time has been tagged a pariah nation. So to take Nigeria back from that status and relaunch Nigeria into the league of democratic nations, Obasanjo undertook what was like a massive travel plan around the world. He visited so many countries and left the home front for a dependable vice president. You will note that the social media we are using right now, which is also being used to abuse our principal, was launched by our principal. So Atiku Abubakar launched the social media. He powered it with the GSM. Many of us know that GSM was not a possibility of Nigeria because so many people were using the 93090 to make money, so they don't want to hear GSM. But they took the bull by the horn, gathered the political will, and launched GSM. I'm sure you know what GSM and the social media have done to our country. Even the banking reform. Before 1999, if you want to travel overseas, you will go and look for one man check called Thomas Cook. When you buy it, when you go to London, you go and sell it, they give you money. There was nothing like credit card. I'm telling people who were not men by that time that this is what we're passing through. Atiku, the Reform Council, the Economic Council launched the debit card and the credit card and introduced the Forex. So all these dollars you see people packing up and down, it was Atiku that introduced the Forex market. If not, by that time, when you see $1, you can take it down, you can pass 100 persons that have not seen a dollar before. So many. They set up institutions, EFCC for fight corruption, ICPC to fight corruption, FIU in the police to fight corruption. They set up the National Health Insurance Scheme. They set up so many institutions, UBE, to tackle the issue of primary school. They set up TEFON to tackle the issue of tertiary education. These are people who shaped Nigeria, positioned it to take off, and Nigeria now took off. By 2015, when Jonathan left the country, Nigeria was the largest economy in Africa with over $500 billion. What has happened? It has been derailed. all have been derailed. So the history we face in Nigeria is who can reshape these reforms, who can put it back in line to move the country the way it was arranged. I will give you an example. You heard about Malaysia, that they come here to collect some palm fruits, some palm seedlings. Went to Malaysia today. Malaysia is the highest producer of palm oil. Who did it? There was a president. What is this? I forgot his name. Nobody can recall his name. Yes. Now, this man changed Malaysia. And they pushed him away. After about 5 years, I think 10 years, Malaysia economy everything the man put in place was collapsing. There was massive protest across Malaysia. They went to him. When the man was already 90 years old, they said, Baba, no, you come and continue what you started. They are spoiling your work. And bungle him back. Because it's the reformist. It's part of his blood. He came back. Malaysia is back on track. 3 months ago, President Lula of Brazil was also kicked out. They jailed him. They do everything. There is no persecution. But the people realize that it was President Lula that had put Brazil on the